Hey guys, Gavin, Seim here. Just thought I would go live for you guys and have a little chit chat here, give you a couple of updates. I know it's been, a week or so since I've been live. Haven't had quite as many live streams lately because I just keep feeling under the weather. So I apologize for not getting as many live streams as some of our followers would like. Shout out to our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/Gavin Seim. Shout out to all you guys, Frontline, Nikki, Diego, all you guys popping in there, and yeah, Tosin, Chris, and so trying to kind of get my feet under me, but just not experiencing some slowdowns unrelated to Mexico itself down here. And just thought I'd do a quick one. I've actually had a lot of things to update on, but I have not had, I'm trying to get work done. I don't always have an energy to do video, but I am working on some new projects, and those include trying to get my video editing up because I have a lot of vlogs and stuff I'm trying to work on for the Exile show. And between feeling under the weather and just not being fast enough and having too much other things, day job stuff to do to keep food on the table. So I'm trying to pick up the pace. We did actually just build this sweet new rig with a 1080 Ti graphics card. And this is a beast. It's like a ultra fast SSD, tons of RAM, tons of processor. This is a beast. And I've always been a Mac guy, not always rather, but for a long time because their hardware is nicely designed, and their OS I like so much better than Windows. The Mac OS is so much nicer than Windows. However, they're falling way behind. They're throwing their customers under the bus lately. They are, especially, if you're just looking for a laptop for your mom or something like that, they make good hardware because it's easy to use. I mean, Mac OS is really, in my opinion, a far better operating system. I just got Windows 10 right for this new machine for the first time in like 10 years. And I'm like, wow, it's barely changed since XP. The file browser hasn't even been improved in like 20 years. And so it's mind-boggling to me how primitive some of the things in Windows are. I know it's functional. I know you can use it. It just drives me crazy. However, the Mac in terms of hardware is so bad lately for performance. If you just need a laptop on the go and you're doing email, if your mom or grandma or your friend needs something easy to use for school, yeah, I mean, a Mac laptop is really nice, and I still have my Apple laptops. I still have a Mac Pro running back here. But in terms of getting performance for the dollar to edit video, man, I mean, Apple's killing us lately. They're really throwing their user base under the bus. They're not taking good care. They're not respecting the right to repair. They're not upgradable. It's just that. But that's not the blackmail that I was going to talk about, because I got this blackmail letter, all right? And so I just kind of wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on around here in the video production, getting new content out, because I do have some cool stuff I'm working on for you guys. However, let me show you guys this blackmail. This is going to be fun. This blackmail has nothing to do with Mexico. I'm sure, you know what, I can't even say that this one is from the trolls, and the haters in the US that are trying to jam me up as much as possible, that are always threatening me, that are trying to endanger my family, trying to, figure out if they can determine my real location and put it out there so that somebody will try to hurt me. It's constant from these so-called law-abiding people on Twitter and these trolls out there. But no, this is an email from Levi. Now, if you get an email like this, and I kind of want to do a video because it's funny, but at the same time, I thought it'd be kind of a service to put this out there because you may get, this is a form letter blackmail, okay? And what it does, the way this works, guys, is this is a form letter blackmail that puts out, they find a password that you've used in the past on an account, right? Doesn't even have to be a current password, but the idea is that you recognize it, okay? Let me just kind of read this off. Let me see if I can do this. How should we do this? Should we do this with an accent? Let's see. Oh no. I don't think Australians are usually blackmail scammers, but you know what? I know ... is your personal password. I'm going to cut to the chase. You don't know me, whereas I know a lot about you, and you're most likely wondering why you're getting this email. Correct? Correct. Well, actually, I installed a malware on sex videos, porn material. You access this porn website to experience pleasure. You get my drift. When you were watching videos, your system started out functioning as an RDP, remote desktop protocol. Now I'm switching to British here a little bit. With a backdoor which provided me access to your display, your webcam recordings, and just after that, malware obtained all your contacts from Messenger, Facebook, and Mailbox. First of all, before we go on, who writes this stuff, right? I installed malware on sex videos. Parentheses. Porn material. Gee, guy, yeah, I think maybe when you said sex videos, we knew that you were talking about porn material, right? You access this porn website to experience pleasure. Parentheses. You get my drift. I think we got your drift, guy. I don't think you really needed to put the parentheses in there to like describe, right? Because I think people kind of know what you're talking about. All right? Now, understand that none of this exists. This is all made up, okay? And I actually did some research after I got this fake email. And the sad part, okay, so let's go on. What I want, it's simply your misfortune that I found your misadventures. After that, I invested more time than I probably should have investigating into your data and made a double-screen sex tape. The first part shows a video you were watching, and the second part shows the recording of your webcam. Here comes another parentheses, guys. The second part shows a recording of your webcam. It is you doing nasty things. What you should do. Frankly, I'm ready to forget the details and allow you to move on with your life. And I'm going to present you a way out which will make it happen. These two choices are to either turn a blind eye to this email, bad for you and your family, more parentheses, or pay me $8,000. Let us explore these two options in more details. First choice is to disregard my email. Let's see what's going to happen if you select that option. I will no doubt send... You don't need to look at the text. I'll just read it to you, all right? I will no doubt send your video recording to all of your contacts, including your friends, family, co-workers, and many others. It will not help you to avoid the humiliation your family will face when your friends find out the unpleasant video in your inbox. Wise option. This is my favorite, indeed. Wise option? I'm sorry, where did that wise option go? I'm looking for those parentheses. One moment, please. Wise option is to pay me $8,000. We will call this my keep secret fee. Yes. Let me tell you what will happen if you opt this path. Your secret remains your secret. I'll destroy the recording after you make the payment. You move on with your life and family as though nothing ever happened. Nothing at all. That's all there is to it. 8,000. It's not a big deal. It's 8,000. You will make the transfer via Bitcoins. Oh, more parentheses coming up here. If you do not know how, type how to buy Bitcoin on Google. Because, you know, no one's ever freaking heard of Bitcoin. Here's my BTC address. It's case sensitive, so copy and paste it. It's my favorite way. Copy and paste, that is. Important. You have 1 day in order to make the payment. I have a special pixel in this message, and at this moment, I know that you've read through this email. Do not tell anyone that you will be utilizing the Bitcoins for, or they may not give it to you. The procedure to obtain the Bitcoin will take a couple days, so do not wait. Last chance offer. I added the last chance offer part. If you do not get Bitcoins, I will no doubt send out your videotape to all of your contacts, including relatives, co-workers, and many others. Nevertheless, if I do get paid, I'll erase the video immediately. If you really want evidence, reply with yes. Reply with yes, and I'll send out your videotape to 9 contacts. This is a non-negotiable one-time offer. So kindly do not waste my personal time responding to this email. In other words, I'm adding this part. In other words, I have absolutely no evidence, nothing to prove, because no videotape existed, no video ever existed, and I just want to scam you for money. So pay me money quickly, before you realize what's going on. All right, so that is the blackmail email I got from Levi. Now, it turns out, probably some of you, I've seen some comments in here, probably some of you actually have received this very same email. Now, it comes in different amounts and different forms. I guess I should be kind of honored that they were asking for $8,000, because some people it's much less. Of course, here's the thing. Now, so somebody people get this email, right? And they get it, and at first, like, you know, they're kind of shocked. Like, do they have something? Do they have something? This is how they make this work, okay? So a person might get this email, and they're thinking back, like, oh, did I do something at some point that they might actually have a video and they could ruin my life with? And so this scam, in a way, is genius. It's completely disgusting, and in a way, it's genius. Now, people have actually looked up the Bitcoin accounts that do this. I remember seeing, like, on a Reddit or something, and people pay these guys. People get these emails, and they freak out. They think they actually have something, and they pay them. I believe one account, they said people looked up, and they got like $90,000 in Bitcoin in a week, right? From these kind of emails, all right? Now, of course, this is a crime, and there is a victim. The email I sent back, I actually did respond from an email implying that I was from an international crime agency to this email address. And it was kind of a long email, and letting them know that we already had all the information on them, that they should expect a warrant to arrive soon, and that all their scams are being tracked. And I never heard back from them, okay? Never heard back. However, it's a scam, obviously. And if you guys ever get an email like this, right? Yeah, don't fall for this kind of garbage. Don't fall for this kind of garbage. And the reason this works so well is they send out an email like this, and you know what? By sheer number, they're going to hit a lot of people who have probably watched something naughty on the internet at some point, right? Okay? And yet they present this in a way that we're going to ruin your life. And it's like, no, they don't have it. No, they don't have any video. No such website or video ever existed. It's a scam. But it's a scam that's making people a crap ton of fraudulent money. And it behooves us to put the word out. I got this email a couple weeks ago, and then I responded and told them that they were in big trouble, which they are. They will account to justice eventually. And yeah, so they never responded. Turns out they're afraid to even respond to me. So just keep in mind, like, if your grandma or your friends or your family, or if you get an email like this, like, don't fall for this kind of garbage. Don't send people money through scam emails. I know I shouldn't have to tell you guys, right? Because you're like the Gavin Seim audience. Like, we're people that are kind of engaged in what's going on. I think. I hope so, right? If you're crazy enough to watch me, you're probably pretty engaged in some of the things that are going on in the world, and that a lot of people are pretty freaking crazy. So this is interesting, and it's working, because, I mean, imagine a person with a life and a businessman or something like that gets this email, and he thinks for whatever reason that this is real. This is pretty scary stuff. And yeah, because no one wants to see a video of that, right? If there's a video of you doing that rolling around, no one wants to see it. So on the upside, if you just, well, I could go into pro tips here of, like, computer security. You know what, a good policy? First of all, like, I'm not recommending you look at naughties on the internet, but if you have a webcam in your room or even your living room or anything, like, it's not a bad idea to cover the webcam. Don't think that, like, even Google or the webcam company or the security, anything that's connected to the internet theoretically can be hacked into. This guy doesn't even have the intelligence to write an email that can't like prevent itself from having to re-explain the obvious in parentheses, right? This is a copy and paste job. However, especially if you're running Windows, your webcam may be compromised. So yeah, regardless of what you're doing, privacy is important. You know, it's funny when you think about privacy and people are like, well, what, if you're not doing anything bad, you shouldn't need privacy. That's BS. Do you know that in Mexico, most of society here uses WhatsApp, which is a secure, or at least reasonably secure, much more secure than your texting, which your cell phone company will just hand right over to the government. WhatsApp is an encrypted system. And down here, like people aren't cool in Mexico with like NSA spying on all of us, right? They went through that a long time ago and people were outraged about it. And the normal non-techie like house cleaning lady is using WhatsApp to communicate with in Mexico, right? Because culturally, like, it's normal. People put fences and walls around their property so you can't see in their backyard. It's not because they're up to no good. It's because they have a right to privacy and they know it. And so it's really important, whether it's computers or in your home, as the government continues to try and invade our privacy, right? As we keep being conditioned into a situation where we assume that privacy is non-existent, and we should just relent to the fact that the government's spying on us and that our webcam may be on. No, we shouldn't. We should not. The USA is a prime example in history of a police state, right? It's a fascist police state with no freedom, but we don't just have to give in, right? So don't just let your camera be uncovered watching your kids. And you know what? Probably no one's watching it. Probably the government doesn't care enough about what's on your camera. But what if they do? And that's the point. It shouldn't be tolerated. I had to leave. Ultimately, what pushed me to become an exile from the USA is refusing to give the password up and not being willing. They were trying to force me to release the password to my phone that they stole from me after they illegally arrested me. And I knew how that ends because the judges side with the prosecutors because they're in the same camp. And at the end of the day, guys, people have sat in jail for months on end, longer. People have sat in jail for years and even decades for contempt of court. And people are going to jail right now in the USA for refusing to give up the password to their secure phones, to give up evidence on their behalf. But worse, there doesn't even have to be anything bad. There wasn't anything bad on my phone. It's that once they have that password, they can plant any evidence they want on your phone. That's why all your phones, your computers should be password protected. You should demand tenaciously your privacy. You should demand that the government doesn't get to see it. And the people that say, well, if you have nothing to hide on your phone, what's the big deal? Because I have a right to privacy. And the number one terrorist in my country is the government. And they, if anyone, will put something bad on that phone. And whether it's the blackmail idiot with their scam form email or somebody real that's actually trying to hurt you, like the government and the loyalists are trying to hurt me and my family in the USA, it doesn't matter. We should resist. We should say no. We should say, I demand my freedom. I demand my dignity. I demand that the government not look into my living room and my car and my trunk and my cell phone. I demand that the government not grope my children and my wife at the airport. I demand that the government not have access to my files, my documents, my photos, and my videos, because it doesn't matter whether you think that if you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't have anything to worry about, because if you think that, you're a fool. What matters is my rights and your rights and our children's rights. And the reason we lost the USA, the reason the USA is over and going down into a fascist regime is because we allowed that to happen. So let's not allow that to happen everywhere else in the world. Down here in Mexico, privacy, right? There's plenty of corruption, but privacy is still a right because privacy is a human right. It's okay to tell government to shove off. All right, guys, this one's been going for like 20 minutes. That's kind of my cap on these live streams. Just a couple of random things, right? Just kind of wanted to show you guys what's going on. Talk about, I've been meaning, I saved that blackmail letter because I thought, well, what the heck? Let's show them, right? Let's show them my little blackmail letter. Been getting some threats and some nasty grams from the trolls back in the USA lately, and don't worry, we save them all. We save them all. And so if something happens and they say I committed suicide, I didn't. I'm still wanting freedom as much as ever, and I apologize. I've been doing fewer videos. I appreciate you guys' prayers and supports. My stomach and my sinuses, I guess you could say. Just in general, I've been feeling under the weather for a while now. Frankly, I think the stress is wearing me down, and I got to try to learn to slow down a little bit and just have a little faith and take it one day at a time, all right? That's a topic for a different video, I guess. But sometimes, look, I'll be honest, it's still difficult being an exile, guys. I miss very much what the USA wanted to be. I grew up wanting that American dream to be real, and I fought for that American dream in the USA, but it's not there. It doesn't exist. The USA's over. It's gone. The freedom is gone. The justice is gone. The courts are gone. The Constitution's gone. And blue ISIS lays waste to my country. And so that is difficult, and I've struggled with that. But we keep pressing on because it's always better. It's better to die free than to live as a slave to tyrants. All right, you guys, peace. Spread the word, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate your support. I'll try and get another video out soon, and I've got some cool vlogs, some awesome vlogs I'm going to be working on soon, especially once I get my new editing machine, because this thing, despite the fact that I'll have to tolerate Windows a little bit, it will edit video very efficiently, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Don't let the trolls get you down, the fake patriots and the blue ISIS treason supporters. Keep standing for freedom. Keep demanding your privacy. Lock down those phones and don't give anyone the password. All right, guys. Peace.